databases that will help you with your research for your research paper. In order to access these resources, you'll have to go to Park High School's homepage. On the left side, you're going to click on Media Center. Once you've gone to the Media Center homepage, you are going to scroll towards the bottom of the page where it says Databases. Databases are a collection of resources put together. These resources are resources that you can't find in a normal internet search. So these are ones that are only accessible through these databases. Our school has purchased licenses so that you can access these resources. The first resource that we're going to take a look at is the SIRS Researcher Database. You're going to click on the SIRS Researcher Database. If you are accessing from school, it will take you directly to the web page. If you are accessing from home, you are going to be prompted to type in a username and password. You do not use your student ID and your student password. You will need to use the student ID and password provided for you in your research materials. So please consult your research materials if you are accessing this information from home. Once you get to the SIRS Researcher, you're going to look at this little red box. In here, you can either type subject headings, keyword searches. Next, we're going to look at the resource from the pro-con point of view. If you've selected pro-con, and then you select your topic, I'm going to select advertising in children, it's going to bring you to a very useful sort of the information. So what this has done is it has taken the research question, which are the research questions provided for you in your research packet, and it has given you 2 articles for each side. 2 for the yes side, ban food marketing to kids and doing right by kids, and 2 for the no side or the con side, SpongeBob SquarePants Last Stand, add restrictions diminish kids' rights to freedom of choice. This is where at this point you need to have selected whether you're for or against your topic so that you can choose articles for the right side. Now, it's always a good idea to also choose articles from the opposite side of the argument. You're actually going to be required to use that in your research paper. And sometimes, if it's a reliable source and an unbiased source, it's going to give you information that's going to help you no matter which side you're arguing on. Depending upon your research topic is going to depend upon how many articles it gives you. There are some topics where it gives you a lot more articles than this. So then you can go ahead and select one of your articles. And in here, you can see that it's an article by USA Today. All of these articles in this database are going to be from resources like newspapers and things like that. You will not be finding a random blog or a web page that some high school student made on a school project. This database and all of these databases sort the information so that you don't have that sort of information. So like you can see, the middle information is the article. If you go to the bottom, it's going to give you some related articles. So that may also lead you to some sources that would be useful in your research paper. I want to direct your attention over to the right side. On the right side, it's going to allow you to read it out loud, so it can read it out loud to you. It's going to also offer to give you a summary, like we saw if you did the keyword search. It's also going to give you a citation. Now, each of you is going to be required to make a works cited page, so it's a good recommendation to go ahead and look at that citation. The format that we are using in class is MLA format, so if you copy this information down or include it at the end of your document, right? Then when you print it off, you're going to have this information for you when you make your works cited page, and it's going to make your work a lot easier to do. If we direct our attention back to the right side of the page, you'll notice that there are also other subject headings in here that might be related to the subject that you are researching. So those might also lead you to a variety of resources that will give you information that you need. Is the EBSCOhost resource. So from the Park High School's Media Center webpage, which I showed you how to get to earlier, you're going to click on EBSCOhost. This one does prompt you again if you're accessing from home for a user ID and password. Again, it is not your student ID and password. It is the ID and password provided for you in your research materials. So please consult those research materials. Go ahead and click Login. Once you are in, there is a variety of resources within this one database. The one that we are going to select today, because it's going to be most useful for our research, is Points of View. Points of View is one that has persuasive topics in it, which is what we're covering. For this one, you can do similar to SIRS. You can browse by a category, or you can view all topics. Some of your topics are going to be listed in here again, and some of yours are not. So we'll have to do just like the SIRS researcher. You may have to do a keyword search. Advertising and children. It's going to first give you the points of view. You can see them right here. These are the ones that are specifically geared towards persuasive, okay? So it's choosing, these are choosing a side. You are also going to have other sources like magazine resources, newspapers, books, biographies, radio and TV news scripts, primary source documents, images, and videos. You have done the keyword search. Another thing that's going to be really useful for you is to click on the subject. You can narrow your results by subject. So if you're just doing the advertising portion, you can narrow to just those type of articles. You can also click on the publication to choose publications, specific publications that you want to use instead of using all the variety that it's providing you with. The other way that you can search is, like I said, by the topic. Okay? You have done the keyword search. Another thing that's going to be really useful for you is to click on the subject. You can narrow your results by subject. So if you're just doing the advertising portion, you can narrow to just those type of articles. You can also click on the publication to choose publications, specific publications that you want to use instead of using all the variety that it's providing you with. The other way that you can search is, like I said, by the topic. Okay, so here are listed the variety of topics that you could pick from. Some of these are going to relate, and some of these are not going to relate. I'm going to select the topic free speech. I'm going to select the topic media bias. When you found your topic, it's going to do the same thing, give you the points of view. Okay, it's going to give you an overview of the information. Then it's going to give you a point, which is going to be 4. and counterpoint, which is going to be against. And then here's going to be a critical analysis. So how do you analyze media bias and look at media bias, or look at the articles on media bias? If the topic was listed on the topic page, it may give you a couple more point and counterpoint articles than you would find if you were just doing a keyword search. So I would try there first before trying your keyword search. I'm going to click on point. The media has a liberal bias. In here, it's going to give you information about your article. An abstract is a summary of your article and the information. If you scroll down towards the bottom, you're going to find your article. You're going to find the information that you were looking for. And if you look, highlighted throughout is your topic. So it's highlighted the key words for you. So when you mark the text, it's going to be really easy, at least as far as those words go, to find the information. At the bottom is a bibliography. This is not to be confused with a citation. This is not a citation of the source you just read, but it is a list of sources that this person, this writer, used when writing their article. Very similar to what you're going to be making. Down at the bottom, you're going to find information about your author so that you know who she or he is and know information about them. If you go to the right side of the page, there's going to be some research guide help for you. You don't need to choose a topic because you've already done that, but if you want to look at evaluating a website, writing a topic sentence, how to understand the bias of a publication if you're having problems, some of these are going to help you write your paper if you need that information and you need that additional help. Another thing that you want to take a look at up here is all of your source information. It does not lay it out in MLA format for you for the works cited page, but this up here is all the information that you should need to be able to write your works cited information. So this is going to be a valuable resource to help you create that works cited page, because again, every student is required to create a works cited page.